So the first thing to do is click on the link. I'm going to send the link in the description. So I had to bring out the link that will take you directly to where you're going to pay, so to make it easy for you. So you click on the link, it will take you to the website. The cost of this examination is £150, and yeah, so when you get there, you see the cost £150. You will see the location. You filter out the location and dates. Then after filtering the location and dates, then you decide when you're free you want to do the examination and the date you want to do it. So as you're booking in, make sure if you book in the time that you'll be able to arrive there on time. You don't want to book in 8 o'clock and come late. If you do come late, there will not be refund and you will not have the exam. So ensure to take the location that is closest to you, and also try to attend early. When you're checking out, you will notice other options being given to you. They will ask you to click on the app if you want to buy or pay for the app, or if you want to pay for some textbooks. I didn't pay for anything, to be honest. I only paid £150 for the exam, and if you follow me to the end of this video, I'll tell you the tips of how and what I did to pass the exam. Then after paying, you will get an email. You're going to get two different emails. The first one is the receipt and acknowledging the payment for the exams. Then after that one, the next one will be like an email containing tutorials or tests or things expected of you. Do you understand? Please make sure you read up these two emails very, very well. Okay, in one of the emails, you'll be seeing where they'll be telling you and reminding you they're actually singing it like song, to make sure you come in with the ID card you use in applying. So if you use e-visa, you're not expected to come with any ID card. So I used e-visa, I didn't go with any card. But if you use any physical ID like your international passport or driver's license, then you must go to the center with your ID card. Okay, then make sure you read the emails. You don't want to miss out any emails. Also, within the email is one of the forms called the topic form. You must go to that exam with that form, the topic form. So you must download it and you must fill up the form and go to that exam with it. So every of these things come with the email, so please make sure you read them and jot if possible. The second email contains some resources which I used in preparing for the exam. I prepared for the exam, I would say a day. It took me a day to prepare for the exam. I just wanted to see what it entails, and from my observation from the videos I watched from the resources, it was really basic English. If you know how to speak English, if you know how to use simple sentences, conjunctions, if you know how to give reasons, if you know how to use because, if you know past tense, present tense, future tense, you're gonna smash it. So you don't need to be scared. It's not something you need to come and start reading and bringing out your vocabularies and stuff. So just have that in mind. Okay, so in this exam, this exam is a 10-minute exam, so you don't need to be scared, but you need to be prepared. Okay, so it's a 10-minute exam that has two sections in it. So the first one is what they call topic form. If you remember, I told you when you're reading your email, you're expected to download a topic form. Yeah, so one of the exam is topic form, and this is how it looks like. So in the topic form, you will have a main topic where you're going to talk about the topic. The main topic, I spoke about my job role. Then you have 5 subtopics. So within my job role, I talked about the skills I've learned. I talked about my personal development so far. I talked about the challenges I was facing. I talked about where I want to be in the next year, and I also talked about why I enjoy the role. So these are the 5 subtopics that were under my main topic, which was my job my main job. Okay, so you could decide to talk about your migration to the UK, maybe fatherhood, motherhood. You can decide to talk about any topic. However, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're able to navigate this. And what if you're explaining, you should be able to, navigate, putting in the past tense, present tense, future tense. Those are what they're trying to look and observe from you. The day of my exam, I went in there, I was searched. So if you're going on with wig, everything will be searched. Your ears, everything is gonna be searched. So don't even your glasses. So if you do put on glasses, it will be checked to make sure it's not an AI related glasses, or even your ring is being checked. So if you're going there, please do not carry in mind to go for malpractice because you'll be caught. Okay, so on the day of the exam, you now come in with your topic form, with the form you filled. Make sure you carry your ID card if you filled out with ID. If you filled out with your e-visa, then you're settled. Then when you get there, after the checks, and just like you're expected to be there 30 minutes before the exam, after the checks, you're allowed to settle down. Then you're called in for the exam. So in the exam, I don't know for the other centers, but when I got into the exam, I had a flat screen in front of me with a camera, a small camera, face to me, and my examiner behind the camera. So my examiner was rightly there, but it was a virtual exam. So when I got in there, he asked me how I was doing. Just the exam is really, the exam is just more like conversation, speaking and listening. So you just have to converse, right? So he will ask me, how you doing? Where have you come from? Like, I'm doing okay. I've come from so place. Oh, it took me like 30 to 15 minutes to come here, and to get a parking space, it was really drastic. We just laughed, but the exam has already started because you're trying to conversation. Okay, it's trying to see how you converse. You don't want to go there looking like a robot who has crammed everything. No, you just have to be yourself. Okay. Then after asking me how I was doing, he now asked me, what's your topic for today? Which I told him, my topic for today is so, which is my job role. And he asked me my subtopics, which I also explained to him. Then after telling him, that he now fabricated questions from the subtopics I gave. So it was like, how this, how that, can you tell me, this kind of thing. So it's more like question. I can't even remember the question asked, but whatever topic you're picking, just, he could, okay. He asked me something like, why do you enjoy this role? I had to speak. He was like, oh, really? I said, yeah. And I now had to relate it to the skills. And I had to relate it to the skills. And I explained that I have learned quite a lot, the skills like this, you just have to be very confident, really. They're also looking at your confidence. Then after that, and that was it. So the topic form is testing your conversation level with your examiner. So you just have to be sure that you're going to pass. Okay, but if you want to do IELTS, if you want to do the listening, the reading, and that's fine. But I went for this because from my research, this looked easier, and I tried and I came out with the distinction. So that's it. So after the examination, you're now walked out from there. The receptionists from where I worked, from where I did mine, they were very nice. They wished me luck, and I had left. After the examination, the provisional result comes out the next day. So the next day, 5 a.m., my result was out, and I saw that I passed A with distinction. Then note, if your result comes out, that provisional test results, you're not expected to use that immediately for your ILR or your British citizenship application. That's because they could review and readjust. You're advised to wait 4 to 7 working days, whereby the final result comes out. As I'm speaking to you now, this is my final result. It's out now, and I can use it to apply for my ILR, and I can also use it to apply for my British passport. If you want a certificate for the exam, you have to pay £12.50 for that. So you're expected to ring the center and tell them you want to pay £12.50 for your certificate. However, I'm not paying that. I'll just keep my digital certificate, download it and save it in my drive. So, but if you want a physical certificate, you can request. Okay, and that's it. So if you watch to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you very much for watching the video, and trust me, it's not hard. Okay, it's not hard. Just wear your confidence coats, go in there, speak your basic English, and that's it. I wish you the best of luck. If you find this video very useful, please use the like, share, and ensure to subscribe to this video. And also, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you. To have a good day.